You have a prepaid call. You are in federal prison. This call is being recorded and is subject to monitoring. Hang up to decline the call or to accept. Dial 5 now. If you wish to block any future calls of this nature.
Hello.
Hello. I guess the number worked.
Yeah, these are nice people. You're right about that. Wow. Okay.
Well, very good.
So now I've gone to 100 bad services. So these are good people. Yeah.
When you say these are good people, you mean the people at Pigeonly?
Yeah.
You know, I've dealt with.
I've had a whole bunch of problems with other people. There's a guy named Henry that's really horrible.
Oh, Henry, I never heard of them. I take prisoner phone calls almost every single day for like several years, and I've never heard of Pigeonly. So this was very good for me to learn about them.
Well, I like them because I heard it was unlimited numbers, unlimited usage. The other people, after so many minutes, they make you pay again, and they hold you hostage.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah, very cool.
So, yeah, Dennis is the one that found these people, and he sent over the information to Guy. He keeps trying to work with Guy, but Guy's mad. Dennis tries to work with Eddie, and Eddie won't even return his calls.
Okay.
Eddie's opening up a brand new water Oz at my office building. I still own an office building, but my dad deeded it in his name using my POA.
You know, that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking that you've had a falling out with your dad. I guess your dad still thinks this Westhole is a good guy, the lawyer.
Yeah, well, I could call my dad. We're getting along okay, but I just don't tell him anything important because we argue.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I just, yep.
Here's the point. Wesley Hoyt told him he had to put it in foreclosure because if he didn't put it in foreclosure, the IRS is going to take it. But it had been 12 years and the IRS never took it. They would have already done it if they could have, okay?
Right.
What Wesley wanted, I put it in my email, Wesley wanted to steal the business and the income for himself. So by having my dad do the foreclosure, they were going to auction me off on the courthouse steps. Can you imagine? And so I had to fire Wesley to fire Roland, or fire Roland to get rid of Wesley. I had to fire both of them.
Yeah.
It was an ugly situation.
I bet.
But I did what I had to do, and then to show you, a few days later, they firebombed the place.
Who do you think was behind that? Do you think Wesley Hoyt was behind the firebombing?
There was a Mormon that Guy hired named Chris. I know the Mormons are behind it, but Chris hired this guy. He was trained by Special Forces in the Army. I don't know his last name. Guy knows his last name. But he was working back. It's a big building. You know, it's long, 58,000 square foot. He come running from the back room, and the fire was on, licking right after his heels. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
It was a fire bomb because there's nothing in there to burn. There was no sprinklers, but I mean, you had 45-foot ceilings, you had steel with the fireproof insulation. There's nothing to burn. And yet there was a fireball as if, you know, somebody poured a gallon of gasoline on the. It was a wall of flames come bursting through there.
Incredible. Incredible. And what do you think the reason was that they firebombed it? I mean, if they were you were trying to salvage.
They were angry.
They were just.
They were angry.
Yeah. Wow. It
I
seems like
stopped them from stealing the business.
Right.
And Idaho County should have arrested Verl for creating that water company inside my business and putting all my money in his bank account. If this had been Las Vegas, Nevada, they would have arrested me. Idaho County. Bob Sandberg used to say it's known as the armpit of Idaho. It really is like the Wild West.
I guess so.
There was a guy. There was a woman. The guy that married my ex-wife, he divorced her after 1 year. His name was Greg Towerton. He was working for the Idaho County Sheriff's Department. He called me in to jail. This is before they came and attacked me. Because he said a prisoner wanted to see me. And I went to the jail to help this woman prisoner. And she was in the orange jumpsuit, and she said, Officer Mueller shot my boyfriend in the head. I have his brains in a baggie in a freezer. This is what she told me.
Wait. I'm sorry. Can you back that story up now? Who did what? There's a woman and she has her boyfriend's brains in a bag. I missed that whole thing.
Right. Well, the body was found supposedly frozen to death in Riggins, but Riggins is a very warm place. You know, they call it Riggins because people ride the raft there, and it's only like 700 foot above sea level. It's very warm and balmy even in the winter.
Okay.
It doesn't hardly ever snow in Riggins.
Okay.
Anyway, he was found frozen to death in his car. But what she told me was he was hauling the drugs for highway patrolman Swearingen.
Okay.
And this officer, Deputy Mealer, had executed him because he stole $1,000 supposedly of their money. But he was a mule. He was taking the drugs that were brought in, and he was transporting the drugs to the Montana border and the Oregon border, both directions, for these dirty federal agents up there with all their drugs. And
This call is from a federal prison.
you couldn't make this story up. But anyway, do you remember the drug running that was in Mena, Arkansas?
Well, I've heard of a lot of that. That has to do with the Clintons, right?
Yes. Okay, the whole operation was moved to Mountain Home under the and the agents involved transferred to Idaho. And what happened was Mealer, the one that was the deputy sheriff there in Idaho,
Okay.
he was in Mena, Arkansas. He was part of that smuggling operation. The whole pack of them came to Idaho. They fixed the runway up there, and they murdered some other people up there by Mountain Home, so they moved the drug running operation to Grangeville, and every day as I drove to town past my factory, not every day, but I mean, on certain days I would see these suspicious planes landing and unloading stuff.
Okay.
I try to look the other way and not say anything to anybody, but her story was that her boyfriend had been executed. Meanwhile, I was on my way to the bank one day. That's another story. But anyway, I noticed they were paving the road, and I noticed a car in the river. Well, I got to the bank, deposited my money, went home. Later, I found out that Officer Swearingen had rammed this guy's car from the side. He was another one of their drug runners. Murdered this boy. He was 19.
What do you remember his name?
And the
Do you remember his name? The man?
I don't.
Oh.
I don't. But I mean, if you call Guy, he would know some of this.
Okay.
Anyway, so what ended up happening is I'm a witness to them putting the asphalt over the skid marks. I saw this with my own eyes. But everybody says he just went in the river and it was a big accident. But Swearingen, she named Swearingen also when she said that he was running the drugs for these people. She mentioned Swearingen and Mealer. Mealer was later fired for being a dirty cop.
Do you remember the girl's name? How did you meet the girl that?
I really don't. You could call Greg Towerton. He might.
Okay, but
why did this? He was trying to steal the factory.
Yeah.
He was in Reagan's. Some of this stuff, you could chase down, but he was working in the security of the Secret Service, protecting Reagan, and he was there when Hinckley was shooting at Reagan.
Yeah.
That was Greg Towerton. But Greg Towerton ended up marrying Marie. They met on LDS.com.
Okay.
I paid for their wedding.
Wow. Okay.
But Greg divorced her and was having sex with my office manager, Susan, about a few months after they got married. So the marriage fell apart, and now Marie wants me back.
Gotcha.
She thinks Greg's no good. But if you were to call Greg Towerton, I'm sure he could give you the name if you're interested.
It's all very interesting. Just curious, does the name Mark Adams, he's an investigative reporter that investigated George Hinkson, the congressman you talked about, does Mark Adams ring a bell?
Not really.
Okay.
I've been locked up so long.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Mixing things up a little bit. But
no, this Judge Lodge that you talked about too, you said that this is the same judge that you were supposedly hiring Swisher to kill?
Uh-huh.
And Judge Lodge is the same judge in the Randy Weaver case. Randy Weaver has been very active in support of the Bundys as well as Schaefer Cox. So it's interesting that, that you mentioned that because Judge Lodge, you said, was Randy Weaver's judge.
He's the one that said it was okay for Huriuchi, whatever, to shoot Weaver.
Lon Huriuchi, yeah. You know, when I was growing up, Lon Huriuchi's picture was on a milk carton and it said "wanted dead or alive." He also was a sniper at Waco.
Yeah. Well, you do know they surrounded my house. There was 50 of them with machine guns, and they were planning on shooting me.
That doesn't surprise me. That they did the same thing to Schaefer Cox too. You know what I think is going on in a bigger picture here, based upon, it appears that there are certain people that are gifted by God to be articulate. In your case, brilliant with mechanical and electrical engineering stuff. You're charismatic. You had a TV talk show radio host, and there are other people like you too all throughout the country. And the establishment has targeted you guys, put you up on phony charges and stuck you away in prisons where nobody can hear from you anymore. I mean, you're not the only one, but it appears that this is going on all over the country with people that are like you,
Mm-hmm. What I want mankind to have cheap energy so that the standard of living goes up, and I want people to not have diseases. I don't want $100,000 bottles of pills when 2 cents worth of copper can cure the common cold. I'm just real outspoken about what I want, and it's not about money.
Yeah.
But all these people that wanted to steal my business, it was all about money.
Right.
That's why I was so upset. They were making the product wrong. They were doing all kinds of things in my name. It's not, plus the fact that my father had my POA, and because I was in ADX, I couldn't do anything. And he just did whatever Wesley thought was the right thing to do, and you can see that I was entitled to the evidence that this man was in a coma from day one,
No, it doesn't surprise me at all that they've put you on a murder for hire with some swisher, valor thief, pathological liar, child molester. Let me ask you this: given that you have, where you are, 15 years is an incredibly long time to be in prison.
This call is from a federal prison.
You're obviously
15 years what?
15 years is an incredibly long time to be in prison. And, you seem to be a very high intellect individual. You can recall facts at a moment's notice. You have an incredible amount of experience. You have a great amount of ideas for mechanical things, energy, cures for diseases. Looking back on your life and given where you are now, what would you have done differently to avoid ending up in prison? What, would you have surrounded yourself with people that you could have trusted better? I mean, what would you have done to avoid, being where you are now?
I don't think there's anything I wouldn't change a thing.
Wow.
I would do more talk shows, cure more people, invent more things. But, I probably would have maybe just left the country and never come back sooner.
Yeah.
I was really spending all my time traveling overseas, and my business ran itself. Jerry Gray was my office manager, and she was Gunderson's secretary.
Ted Gunderson, the FBI guy who was exposing chemtrails.
Ted Gunderson is the one that coached Harding to come lie against me. I got all kinds of stuff on Ted Gunderson. He's a monster too.
Okay, wow. That's I've heard both sides of the story. I heard Ted Gunderson was the head of the FBI and he was exposing chemtrails and satanic ritual abuse, and that he was a good guy.
No, he is the evil himself. He's a no good.
He's dead now. He's dead now, right?
You have to,
he's dead now.
Yeah, I hope he's in hell where he belongs. But anyway, I was going to tell you that he had another secretary named Olson, Arlene Olson, and her and her husband worked for him for a number of years, and they showed up to testify that Gunderson arranged this whole roast to put me in prison. And the day they were supposed to show up and testify, they disappeared. They were later. My dad had them living in my motorhome in a trailer park. They were well hidden, like a secret witness,
Well, the fact he worked for the FBI, I don't hesitate to believe anything about him. But let me ask you, why do you think Ted Gunderson had it out for you? Because you agree that Ted Gunderson was doing a good thing. He wanted
Waterross to be his, and he kept offering me a laundry ball business, and I wanted nothing to do with him.
A laundry. A laundry
he later
ball.
Had me. Okay. Remember, he had me on a talk show for a few minutes. He bashed Art Bell. And Art Bell sued both of us. Art Bell dropped the lawsuit against me and sued Gunderson.
That's Coast to Coast Radio, right?
Yeah, Art Bell.
Wow.
He's now in Manila. He's married a 12-year-old Filipino girl.
Art Bell married a 12-year-old?
Yeah, I'm sure she's 25 now.
Incredible. You're full of fascinating facts, David. We need to get you on the outside so you can have a full hour of talk radio and share all this information with the audience. I mean,
well, anything I have I would give everything I've got to you just for a chance to go do some help.
Well, I
really want to just go back to giving my lectures, overseas. That's what I'd like to do.
Yeah, get away from the FBI.
Yeah, this country, there's no liberty or freedom here, and there's no free speech either. We're out of time. I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay, all right, David.
My emails.
Okay, God bless, brother. Okay. This incredible guy. Wow.